This is the weekend edition of iFIBER One News, where we present some of the top stories from this week and your weekend weather forecast. I'm Bethany Jinks. Stay tuned for the weekend edition of iFIBER One News.
From the iFIBER One HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFIBER One News, your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFIBER One News, and it starts now.
One of our top stories for this week was about the retirement of longtime Moses Lake High School broadcasting teacher Bob Schroeder and the end of the television production program. Reporter Jeff Chu has the story.
It's fade to black for Moses Lake School District's independent BNC TV channel. The end of the TV production program at Moses Lake High School comes as longtime broadcasting teacher Bob Schroeder announced his retirement after 18 years.
I'm 67, it's time.
Schroeder, a Vietnam veteran who attended Western Washington University at age 40, was recruited away from the Seattle-Tacoma TV market by Christine Armstrong. Today, Armstrong is the district's director of career and technical education programs. She oversees the Columbia Basin Technical Skills Center. Schroeder explained how he came to Moses Lake.
Christine Armstrong, the vocational director here, wanted to start a TV program, and I said, let's do it. And I burned out in television because I worked for NBC, CBS, and ABC in Seattle, yeah, and I worked for Cairo Television in Seattle. About 15, 16 years with Cairo, and I'm a videotape guy. Videotape doesn't exist anymore, but I did that. Also did bringing in live remotes and stuff like that, and then I did replay when I was freelancing, and camera, of course.
Schroeder prides himself in taking at-risk youths under his wing and showing them production skills.
A lot of these kids that have the desire to do something on video, I don't care what kind of video it is, but they have to think through it, and they have to plan it, and then they have to figure out how to do it, and that's what I like. I like it when the light comes on and they figure it out. I'm going, whoa.
His broadcasting program included a remote broadcast vehicle that aired Moses Lake Rodeo, school sports, and graduation ceremonies.
We got this, 8 years ago? Something like that, and we've done, a lot of television out of here.
The classroom with TV monitors everywhere is adjacent to the production studio, now cluttered with equipment that may get a new home.
I think the program is amazing. I think it's best program in the state. And to shut it down, I think is a crime, but they don't see it that way. I don't understand some of the new television and some of the new media, but the kids do. But they've got to know the basics, so they can break all the rules.
Superintendent Michelle Price said the TV production class has had several years of declining enrollment. Price said career and technical programs should introduce and grow student skills in areas that can lead to high-need industry careers in the community. Price said career technical and skills center administrators are reworking staffing options that are aligned with student interest, industry need, and staffing. Price said something in the photojournalism field is most likely to be offered instead of TV production. Schroeder said at this point he has no idea what he will do next, but many at the high school say he will be missed. I'm Jeff Chu for iFIBER One News.
I gotta go get a key for it.
The city of Soap Lake is celebrating the completion of its $2 million downtown improvement project on Saturday. Reporter Jeff Chu has the details.
Little by little, finishing touches are appearing along the sidewalks of downtown Soap Lake. Volunteers and city leaders are getting ready to celebrate the completion of the $2 million downtown street improvement project on Saturday. New bike racks and trash cans are in place on the new sidewalks. A lighted visitor directional sign is up on Main Avenue at Canna Street. Volunteers are landscaping flower beds and pots along the sidewalks. A dedication is set featuring a ribbon cutting as part of the celebration of the new Main Avenue. The dedication's theme is dancing in the streets. The ceremony begins at 10 a.m. in front of Soap Lake Library, 32 Main Avenue East. The Washington National Guard is presenting the flags and the national anthem. The Fallen Heroes float is part of the parade down Main Avenue to Smokeyam Park, where the Soap Lake Powwow takes place from Friday through Saturday. Guest speakers begin talking at 10:15 a.m. A key speaker is Steve Gorchester, Executive Director of the Transportation Improvement Board, the primary funding source for the downtown Soap Lake project. Cultural dances begin at 11 a.m. I'm Jeff Chu for iFIBER 1 News.
And now we take a look at people being sought by law enforcement.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at crimetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
We'll be right back after this.
Hello everybody, good to be with you. I'm Ceci Gutierrez with your local weather report from the One News Weather Center. And it is brought to you by iFIBER 1's Inside Look. Watch it today on iFIBER1.com. We begin with a quick look at your headlines across the area. We continue with this dry and hot air mass across the region. Showers are very light, do linger across the Idaho Panhandle. But overall for us, we are quite dry along the basin. Summer-like weather is expected to continue during the next few days, and we are expecting similar conditions even through next week. Here's a quick look during the past 24 hours across the Ephrata. Temperatures topped out around 88 this afternoon, the low 63, and the sunset this evening 8:50. And across Moses Lake, temperatures maxing out 88, the low 51, and the sunset at around 8:49 this evening. Here's a quick look at the conditions right outside your door. Dry conditions, beautiful weather, temperatures around the upper 80s. We are experiencing this very hot air mass and keeping our temperatures approximately 10 to 20 degrees above average along much of the northwest, and obviously we are not the exception. The wind out of the north at around 10 miles per hour. Here we notice this precipitation and these lingering showers along inland northwest, drying up overnight tonight along the Idaho Panhandle and some cloud cover to our north and along southeastern portions of Oregon. Now, as we take a quick look for the next few days, drying up even more, skies clearing up considerably throughout this weekend, much anticipated weekend. Some scattered showers expected to redevelop once again as we head into the evening hours along southern portions of Idaho and much of inland northwest. Here's a quick look at the conditions as we begin this weekend across the entire region. Partly to mostly sunny skies, as well as to our east, Monterey, with readings in the upper 80s, Tri-Cities lower 90s, and sunny skies. Taking a closer look across the basin, we're expecting a similar scenario. Beautiful weather with mostly sunny skies, very hot temperatures in the mid-90s. Wilson Creek expected to top out around 94. Here's a quick look at your extended forecast. Triple-digit temperatures cannot be ruled out as we head into Sunday, Monday. Now, for the rest of the extended forecast, the summer-like temperature is expected to hang in there. We'll see a drop in these readings somewhat, but still will continue with above-average temperatures even into Thursday and Friday. Good to be with everybody. Remember, this segment brought to you by iFIBER 1's Inside Look. Watch it today, iFIBER1.com. Now to sports.
On the next episode of iFIBER 1's Inside Look, we travel to Moses Lake for the 35th annual Spring Fest. You'll get to see some great entertainment and music. I'm also going to take you to the carnival and the Moonlight Parade. And of course, we'll make a few stops to the food court, where I found some award-winning teriyaki and pastries. We'll see you there.
The Walleyes in Ellensburg went toe-to-toe in American Legion doubleheader action at Larson Field on Wednesday.
Game 1 was a back-and-forth contest that had Eberg go up 3-0 on a 2-out rally in the top of the second. The Walleyes answered back with 2 in the home half of the frame to get back in it. Ellensburg brought 2 home in the top of the 3rd to stretch its lead to 5-2. 3 consecutive singles by Kane Valdez, Seth Holden, and Brandon Sweet to start the bottom of the inning produced 2 runs to inch Moses Lake closer, 5-4. A base on balls to Austin Valdez loaded the bags. Cameron Cirillo's bloop single to right tied it 5-all. Daniel Ochoa singled in 2 more, and the Walleyes took their first lead of the contest, 6-5. Moses Lake tacked on 1 more for good measure to go up 7-5. But the lead didn't hold up, and Ellensburg came back to win it 11-7.
The second game of the Twin Bill was a real pitching duel between the 2 ball clubs that had the Walleyes up 2-1 through 5 innings. Kane Valdez was throwing smoke with 10 punch-outs, but a couple of costly errors in the 6th was the undoing for Moses Lake, and the Walleyes dropped the contest 6-1. The team falls at 2-4 with the loss. The Walleyes take on Prosser Wednesday at Larson Field. C.J. Getman went the distance, giving up 2 runs off 3 hits while fanning 10, and the Apple Sox beat the San Francisco Seals 8-2. It was the 4th consecutive opening night win and the first win for new head coach A.J. Prozek. The Seals went up 1-0 in the top of the 1st. Chase Llewellyn smacked a 2-run double to left center field in the bottom of the frame, and the Apple Sox took the lead for good. Wenatchee added 3 in the 4th and 5th innings to run away with it. The Apple Sox wrap up the short 2-game set with San Francisco tonight. Big Ben's Rain Letkeman takes the mound for the 7 o'clock start. The Columbia Basin River Dogs and Central Washington Spuds play single games at Larson Field tonight. The River Dogs kick off the action at 5:30. Have a great weekend. We'll be back after this break.
At Moses Lake Community Health Center, we have had the privilege to serve the local communities since 1978.
What I like about working at this clinic more than any other clinic that I've worked at is the patient care. With the patient care team that we've assembled, it allows us to take care of as many facets of the patient and their family's needs.
Please take the opportunity to experience the high-quality care provided at our clinics.
Our next story is about a Quincy man who is teaching people of all ages how to defend themselves in a weekly martial arts class. Reporter Jeff Chu has the story.
Children as young as 5 and adults as old as 40 come to Quincy High School every week to practice an alternative form of wrestling. The first thing you notice is there is no rule about who wrestles who in the rotation. It's women versus men, girls against boys, youngsters versus adults. The reason? Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is a martial art and combat sport that teaches a small person how to defend oneself against a larger adversary. Jeremy Seta, a volunteer coach and web and multimedia specialist at Big Bend Community College who founded the class, explained how Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu's form of self-defense works.
If somebody said, what is it to you in a sentence? I'd say it's flow with the go. A lot of people say, well, no, you got that backwards. I'm like, no, I got it the right way. And if you go with the flow, again, give you an analogy, is that if somebody pushes me down and I go with the flow, I fall down. If I flow with the go, somebody pushes me, I can grab them, roll them over me, flip them, and then get on top of them. Again, it's like water. You're kind of taking a path of least resistance.
Seta sees the sport as a lifestyle.
When you get out on the mats, start rolling, the beautiful thing about all this is that you literally can think of nothing else. And while it looks very aggressive and stressful, it's actually quite the opposite. You walk out of here feeling like a new person. I liken it to a computer. You're like hitting the reset button. Again, just giving your mind a break, even 5 minutes of break from all the stresses of the world, does wonders for you.
A black belt in karate, Seta has been training in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for more than 6 years, moving from Tacoma to Quincy 3.5 years ago. He then established the BJJ class that works out every Monday night in the Quincy High School wrestling gym. His wife, Kristen, also coaches and competes at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu women's tournaments against other BJJ women. The Seta's 3 young daughters hit the mat each week with mom and dad. Kristen Seta explained how Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu has changed her life.
I think I'm more confident now if anything were to happen, now that I have Jiu-Jitsu behind me and more of the self-defense classes, that Jeremy had done previous to this also. I feel much better.
Quincy resident Edson Pinato, who believes he is about a year away from becoming a mixed martial arts professional, already fights cage matches as an amateur.
I see myself hopefully being a black belt and still here in Quincy training and still fighting, hopefully, if God wills it.
Here's some video footage from a Tacoma match he won in April in which he used Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu techniques he learned in the Quincy class. Pinato has a match coming up this fall.
Scheduled October 24th is going to be my title fight at 155 pounds. When I win that, I'll probably have one more in between and then go pro by hopefully February, March.
Taya Jones, a 10-year-old student at Monument Elementary School in Quincy who competes in her age bracket, shared what she has learned from BJJ.
I've learned how to roll and what to do when we roll and how to get out of stuff.
12-year-old Triton Ortiz, who attends Monument Elementary School, explained why he likes the BJJ class.
It's just fun, active. We can come here every day, get off the streets. No bad things you can do. It's just fun here.
Jeremy Seta said youth and adults are welcome to drop in on the City of Quincy sponsored class at 6:30 p.m. Mondays at the Quincy High School Wrestling Gym. See the website at quincybjj.com. I'm Jeff Chu for iFIBER 1 News.
We'll be right back.
Just when I thought the blizzard couldn't get any better, DQ put the blizzard inside a waffle cone. This is mind-blowing. So when DQ asked me how I would tell the world, I said... Sounds better in Italian.
Pretty impressive, Liz. Any blizzard, like confetti cake, now in a fresh-baked waffle cone. This is fan food, not fast food.
Welcome back. The next story is about the second annual Glow Run held by the Columbia Ridge Elementary School PTO that drew more than 200 people. Reporter Cameron Probert was there and has the story.
Roughly 250 people donned glow sticks, glow-in-the-dark clothing, and lights to participate in a 3.5-kilometer race in Ephrata. The Columbia Ridge Elementary School Parent-Teacher Organization held its second Glow Run Saturday night. Racers traveled from the school up Division Street to the Port of Ephrata and returned to the school. Stephanie Mills, the organization's president, said the event gives the entire school's population a chance to participate.
Just kind of a fun way to encourage healthy habits, not maybe selling cookie dough and crud like that. So
the event attracted 75 more people this year who registered before the event. A steady stream of people continued to register before the 8:45 p.m. start time. The organization raised $3,500 by 7 p.m. Saturday, and Mills expected to raise more money by the time the event was finished. He pointed out many of the people attending were teachers who were giving back to the school by attending the event.
We'll end up using this money for unspecific things, but also we are trying to kind of create an outdoor classroom here in the courtyard. It'll be a reward-based program for kids, like lunch with the principal outside, and hopefully that can kind of offset the boredom of a classroom if they can go outside and sit at picnic tables and do their lessons. So it's kind of a vision we've had, but we use it for everything. Our PE teacher needs a new climbing wall, anything to benefit all the students.
Along with the other activities, Mills and her co-chair's daughter mixed up some glow slime for the racers to put on if they wanted.
Well, the glow slime, we were thinking last year the kids really enjoyed the DJ and just fun things like that and the lights and everything, and we thought, what could we do to get them up and moving and do things? So it's basically a concoction of flour and a bunch of other gross things. And they can be slimed and glow at the same time. So we know that's popular with a lot of these goofy races, like the Warrior Dash and things like that, and the dash of color that the hospital's having. So try to throw that in a little bit.
Mills credited the generosity of the community for the success of the event.
We live in such an incredible community. I mean, I'm always amazed at the generosity. It's the teachers that bring their entire families, and teachers covet their weekends. That's all they get, and they come back and donate back to the school, and it's incredible. Same with the surrounding communities and all of our local people that have donated things, and even people from Quincy. It's just great. I love these small towns.
For iFiber One News, this is Cameron Probert reporting.
Rounding out this week's news coverage is a story about the annual Soap Lake Powwow that kicks off Friday night with a dancing and drumming parade at Smokeisland Park. Reporter Jeff Chu has more.
Tribal members from around the Northwest will dance and drum during the annual Soap Lake Powwow Friday through Sunday. The colorful cultural event starts at 7 p.m. Friday with a dancing and drumming parade at Smokeisland Park, marking the official opening of the powwow. Smokeisland Park is located off State Route 17 in Soap Lake. More drummers and dancers will participate as grand entries at noon and 7 p.m. Saturday and at noon Sunday in the park. Competition will include young tribal members as well as elders, with many dressed in traditional buckskin, beadwork, and feathers. Audience participation is encouraged. Vendors will sell food at the event. See soaplakepowwow.org or call 509-855-5085 for information. I'm Jeff Chu for iFiber One News.
That wraps up our weekend edition. iFiber One News will be back on Monday at 5 p.m. with the latest news from around the Columbia Basin. Thank you for watching.